Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is the devastating impact of removing Max Kellerman from ESPN's First Take. So that's the topic I'm going to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community place you can talk about basketball, chat live during games. We have that linked in the comments section below. So anyway, let me get into this video here. So I recently had a chance to watch the new show, or at least little segments, little bits of Max Kellerman's new show on ESPN called This Just In. All right, I saw some pieces of it yesterday, and I've made my thoughts clear on the whole Max Kellerman versus Stephen A. Smith thing. I've spoken about it ad nauseum. And today I want to focus on something else. I want to focus on the impact of them removing Max Kellerman from that show, right? Because I think the majority of us tuned into ESPN to watch First Take. I think that's the main reason a lot of us tuned in to watch that show, because I think First Take was the event section of the day. It was like the show you wanted to see, right? Especially when things have happened in sports, big games have happened, big news has come out. That's the show that you wanted to see, because it was a 2-hour debate show where we got to see the most interesting and controversial sports topics of the day. And it was the main event because you had these two adversaries, right, on both ends that had opposing views, and they were going to duke it out. Because I think both parties, I think the majority of us love to watch people debate on live TV. Why? Because it's entertaining. It's pure entertainment. And if both of this, if the adversaries on the show are really good at debating and putting up some interesting points that are very contrasting, I think people enjoy that. It makes for great TV. That's one of the reasons why I think ESPN First Take, did so well. It was pure sports entertainment. If any of you guys have been in a barbershop and do start arguing and somebody says one thing and another person disagrees with it, it can get very funny, right? And ESPN's First Take was just that, except with the profanity, except with the curse, and it was very, very entertaining. But after watching some of First Take now and some of Max Kellerman's new show, This Just In, I think, and I'm speaking for myself and probably for some others out there, I think the entertainment factor is gone. Truthfully, I think I feel like as if now they're reporting on news instead of making news. ESPN First Take used to make news, right? These guys, I mean, they were major voices, in the sports world, and now I feel like as if these shows are just there reporting on things and they're trying to sort of be what they were before, but it's really not. I don't get that same kind of feeling when I watch that, when I watch those shows. Now, I think what they've turned into is literally they've turned into talk shows, right? They've turned into talk shows, but the truth is everyone loves a good debate, right? A talk show can be interesting, but a debate is even better because a debate, people have different views and they can go at it. Right. But on the talk show, yeah, people come in. One person may say this, the other person may say that, but it's very PC, it's very watered down. And in a lot of cases, sometimes when they try to make it entertaining, it's just contrived. Right. People can see that you're there trying to act and really disagree. Whereas Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith really has some genuine disagreements. And I think what this has done is created a vacuum. A major vacuum in sports media, and has opened up really an avenue for Undisputed, because I think ESPN First Take had higher ratings than Undisputed. But I think now with Max Kellerman off that show, this opens up a vacuum for Undisputed, for Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless, who I think are extremely entertaining. Really, I think they're very entertaining. I think they have great chemistry on air. They've had some classic debates, right? And there's some topic items that when they get into, they're going to be fireworks. Whenever they're talking about LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, there's going to be fireworks. If they're going to be just talking about LeBron James, fireworks are going to be there. If they're going to be talking about Tom Brady, there's going to be a lot of entertainment around that. Or even if they're going to talk about, Tim Tebow, right? Tim Tebow also, whenever they get into Tebow topics, fireworks start to happen and they start to go back and forth, right? And that's at the essence, because Shannon and Skip they really have different opinions, and Shannon Sharpe is extremely entertaining. He's very funny. Skip Bayless can also be very witty with some of his things that he likes to come up with, like Shannon Sharpe and the chosen one turned into the fro. These saying, this is interesting. This is fun to watch, and I think some people are going to migrate over to Undisputed. I think a lot of people are going to start tuning in more than ever before into Undisputed, because ESPN's First Take is not the same. This is just I just don't feel it's the same. I've watched some of their segments. I've seen the people that they bring in. You know, Stephen A. Smith seems to be the staple of the show. And, you know, you bring in these different people, Michael Irving, Tim Tebow, and all of these guys, and it's just not the same. It's not the same. I think it's just a talk show, and I don't think it's as interesting as them, you know, as the show used to be when they had Max Kellerman and Stephen A. So I recently saw a clip yesterday online when this guy, is it Quavo from the Migos, he was on there arguing with Kendrick Perkins, and Stephen A. Smith tried to diffuse it on air. And I think at the end of that segment, Stephen A. Smith was like, Molly and Max was like, I enjoyed this. And Stephen A. Smith was like, I didn't. And apparently Stephen A. Smith was unaware that something like that was going to happen. So they were having some friction there, and probably, you know, they needed to move on from Max and all of these different things. But I do think that there's going to be an effect, right? We're making a move like that. And this is what I think. I think what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to start tuning into Skip and Shannon. And I think that after listening to Stephen A. Smith go on Hot 97, The Breakfast Club, and explain his reasons just yesterday, I think now the show has turned into one big audition for him for his late night career. Because Stephen A. Smith wants to go into late night talk show, go into late night and become a talk show host. And I think that's pretty much what it's going to turn into. There's going to be one audition. And I think that now this is going to create space for other independent sports media companies out there to really, you know, get a foothold, get a toehold into the sports world. Because now with the advent of the internet, it's no longer before you had the gatekeepers. You couldn't go out there and, you know, there was no opportunity for you to go out there and, you know, get your voices heard because you had to go through the system. You had to play the politics. But now with the internet made it possible that if you had talent, if you had work ethic, if you had some smarts to you, you can go out there and create an audience for yourself. And if you're good, people will listen to you, and people keep tuning in, maybe in the hundreds of thousands every month, maybe in the millions, tens of millions. It all depends, right? It all depends. So that's what I ultimately think is going to be the impact. I think the impact is that people are going to move on from that show. People are going to kind of get it. I watched Max Kellerman's show. It wasn't very entertaining. He was good. I wasn't entertained. I would have preferred ESPN First Take. Maybe it's just my raw feelings now. Maybe in a few weeks, my opinions will change. But I know one thing is for sure. Every day I will be tuning into Undisputed. That is for sure, because I know that is a legitimate sports debate show, and I'm not interested in watching a talk show. So these are my opinions, and this is what I think. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? What do you think is the impact of ESPN First Take ultimately removing Max Kellerman? What do you think are going to be the long-term residual effects? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day, and catch you guys on the next episode.